Hello and welcome back to the Outer Worlds. We are done with this planet. We are done with Edgewater. We have our power regulator. We have our engineer. We have a vicar in here somewhere. We're gonna set off. I actually just realized, this is very I said it was like Firefly before. This is very similar. We've got our quirky engineer. We got our vicar with us.
I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room.
As I was saying before he spoke, we've got our vicar with a muddled past. It is... yeah, it's starting to come together. All we need is our... well, I guess we've got our...
Captain, I have detected that Edgewater's power supply
they're
is
speaking
now
as well.
optimal. I applaud your willingness to invest your time in the local community.
We've got our second in command. I'm trying to think. We just need one murderous fella, a doctor, his weird sister, and one other person who I forgot. The courtesan, yeah, her, and no, I think that was it. Oh yes, and the pilot. Right. But yes. Anyway, enough about that. We need to go.
What can I do for you, Captain?
I have a power regulator.
Do you know how to install a power regulator?
Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure.
Another?
Our engine room is located behind you. Across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
Thanks. I'll be back. Does anyone actually have a room yet? No. Okay, well, we finished the tutorial. Yep, knew that was happening. Power regulator installed. You hear that engine hum? It's not really humming, it's more like a kettle. But that's good. Ow. Right. Hello.
What can I do for you, Captain?
We have power.
All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the Unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Let's get out of here. Now I think about it, instead of saying give command, Ada's more like our pilot, isn't she? Yeah. Suppose that makes sense. Install odds, the Unreliable takes flight.
I received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Good. I've been waiting to hear from him.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the Unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
I've been feeling a little lightheaded. Also, I can slow down time.
Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Kelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
Okay. Why do I need a nav key to land on a planet?
Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly, and almost completely lawless. You'll love it. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Kalkelly.
Okay. What's stopping me from just leaving Halcyon altogether?
Without a skip drive, good luck. You'll be dead before you make it to the nearest star. Look, I admire your optimism, but the sad truth is you're stuck here. You, me, and the rest of this colony. We're all skating precariously around the edge of oblivion together. None of us are leaving Halcyon alive, so we may as well make it a better place, and we can start by reviving the hope.
Okay, about this Gladys person. How do you know I can trust her?
Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. If anyone can get you a key to Monarch, it's her.
Okay. Can't I land somewhere outside Stellar Bay?
In theory, I suppose you could land your ship in Cascadia, and in theory, I suppose you might survive the experience. Cascadia is utterly seething with dangerous, highly aggressive creatures more than capable of tearing you limb from limb. You'd have to be a lunatic to land in Cascadia, and I'm reasonably certain I tested your brain for incipient signs of insanity. Trust me, talk to Gladys Kalkelly.
Oh, fine, I'll go have a word with Gladys.
Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology years ahead of its time. I call it the holographic shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters.
You want to explain what a holographic shroud is?
Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another. It has limits, first-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you.
Okay. You mentioned it has limitations?
Only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too long, bound to flicker, blur, something like that. Movement makes it more likely. Best used in moderation. When you see guards in your path you can't sneak past, for example. Maintain your distance. Act normal. No running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. If they pay attention, they're more likely to notice flaws in the hologram.
Okay. Why do I need a gadget for this? Couldn't I just steal a uniform or something?
A change of clothes. What is this? Some old spy serial? What inattentive and brainless guard would be fooled by such a shabby disguise? The holographic shroud masks not only your clothes, but your face and fingerprints. It modulates your voice and sweetens your breath.
Why the hell does holograms... How the hell does a hologram sweeten your breath?
Science, that's how.
Oh, good. I'll put it to good use, thanks.
Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Okay, got it. So, if I head through here, we've got Parvati. Hello.
Yeah, so this is my hidey spot now. I was looking for a place that was quiet. I figured the kitchen would be louder than the hold, so here I am. Cozy like, ain't it?
Yeah. What do you think of the ship?
That's in pretty good shape considering how hard Mr. Hawthorne ran it. It's a Yakita LHA 120, A2 model, I'm pretty sure. The Block 2 design scooshed in extra cargo space but didn't change the stock engines. Probably a touch underpowered, huh?
Accurate in all particulars. I conclude you are Edgewater's board-certified mechanic.
Well, apparently Ada's the one who actually flies the ship.
Fly-by-wire's pretty normal. Or leastways, that's what I read in the trades. I've never been on a real ship before. Hello! I am not a board-certified mechanic, but my dad was. He taught me all he knew. Do you understand?
Speech recognition is one of the many skills I have been programmed to simulate.
You're not simulating it, you're doing it! I asked a question and you answered it.
I am gratified you consider this facsimile convincing.
Ada, Parvati will be fixing you from now on. I expect your full cooperation.
I am at your disposal, Ms. Parvati. You will find the technical schematics in the engineer's locker, though I'm afraid Captain Hawthorne has lost the owner's manual.
I don't see any holes in the hull. I'll take a good squint at her, make sure everything's tip-top. But I think we're cooking with plasma torches. You can do that, you know. My dad taught me how to make grilled cheese sandwiches with a plasma torch.
Well, that's good. Did you learn your trade from your father? Sounds like it when you talk to Reed.
Mostly, yeah. I lived in the maintenance office near all my life. Mr. Thompson never let me forget how funny that was.
I don't see the humor.
He meant funny as in odd.
Oh.
It's not normal for anyone to do as their parents. You take a vocational test. That decides your schooling and your career. When I tested out for maintenance, everyone figured it was on account of my dad. They were real unhappy with us.
But you're actually good at this and you enjoy it.
Well, I'm good at making things work the way they ought. Not so much at doing such to somebody else's schedule. There's times I'm working deep in the guts of a loader, getting it all running perfect. Then I look up to see it's tomorrow and I've blown another deadline. Anyhow, I was happy to get back home. I didn't care much for schooling.
You didn't like your classes?
Oh, there were a whole lot of reading, not nearly enough doing. Like, before they'd issue you a wrench, they wanted an essay on the design of different wrenches. Then there'd be quizzes on company regulations for storage and maintenance of wrenches.
After school, you moved straight back to Edgewater?
Yep, nothing much had changed. Everything was a little grayer, a little dirtier. Dad met me at the shuttle and gave me a big ol' hug. I noticed straight away that he was moving slower and stiffer. He made a little grunt when I squeezed.
Did you get much time with him after you got back from school?
About a year. I tried to do more of the work so he could rest. His heart gave him pains. Dad never said that he loved me, you know? I knew on account of him showing it. How he'd stay up late to help with my projects or listen to my fretting. Oh gosh, look at the time. Sorry to bend your ears so long. And I got so much to do before this ship's in decent shape.
Well, break time's over. Okay. So that's her. We got our power regulator. Can't take it out. Thought I'd check. Let's head up. So, have we got rooms we couldn't unlock before? Oh yeah. Fantastic. We have the toilet. Oh, that's fine. And well, we have all the crew quarters. With our antique sword. Well, it doesn't kill you, gives you tetanus. Alright. This one? Nothing in it. Ah, hello, Vicar. Journals of Maximilian de Soto, Volume 1. These scribblings on these journal pages are still illegible to anyone except Vicar Maximilian de Soto. Doctoral Studies 539 of Equity and Equations. These textbooks have been out of print for almost half a century. These margins are filled with scribbled notes, and many passages have been underlined. Some pages have come loose, the glue now yellowed and cracked along the spines. Heavy ammo. Well, gotta pick that up. Index of Banned Literature. Part 1, Various Qualifying Considerations. Part 2, Principal Rules of Restrictive Management. Part 3, Morals and Maxims of Banning Unethical Literature. Part 4, Proof of the Grand Architect and the Predestination. A refutation of the titles listed here within. Part 5, Consequences, the Mind and the Will of Man when led astray. Part 6, Official List of Banned Titles. Part 7, Prerequisites for advancing the investigation, outing and penalizing of the offenders. Okay. Tossball trading cards. In mint condition, most of these cards represent players from the Hephaestus Hammers and the Talbackers. The art and silence of Tossball. Impossible to put down. The Order of Scientific Inquiry, Office of Literature. This endorsement has been improved. Anti-Cleo's Darlings. Signed by Seymour Whitlock, who held the record for most on-the-field fatalities in 3 consecutive seasons. Oh, wow. Hello.
By verity, by strength. What are we contemplating today?
I'd like to know something about those I'm flying with. What's your story?
Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition.
Violently enthusiastic disposition?
That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them.
Were they not religious?
On the contrary. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it.
But weren't they proud you became a vicar at least?
They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me.
Okay, if you can't help but follow the plan, then everything you do is part of it, right?
The plan is not one rigid path. There are a variety of multitudes contained within it. Our paths have variance, but we'll end up adhering to it, whether we like it or not. Some choices make the path smoother, some rougher. You can even go outside the lines, but the further outside you go, it's like an unbreakable elastic band. It will only stretch so far before it snaps back. The further it is stretched, the more violent the eventual correction.
Okay. It seems quite trusting of you to sign on without knowing anything about me.
I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope, and you were my only hope of getting it translated.
Makes sense.
What about you? What's your story?
Let's tell him. I was a colonist on the Hope. A scientist named Wells saved me.
And how did he do that?
He stole my body from the Hope at the edge of the colony and thawed me out.
Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. Let's pretend for the moment I believe you. What are you going to do now?
I'm helping him recover more of the chemicals he needs to save the rest of the colonists.
That seems a dangerous proposition. Why risk your life now that it's been returned to you?
Just because it's the right thing to do.
A commendable attitude.
Okay, we don't need the 2 or 3 because we've already done them. Any ideas where we can find someone who speaks French in this colony?
I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosopher scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bakonu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him.
Okay, that seems like a good lead. How do we find him?
That's a good question. We should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures.
Okay. How will a crew manifest help us track down your scholar friend?
I'll comb the last 6 months of departure manifests to track the Philosophist's off-world destination.
How is it that such a simple vicar happens to be such a highly skilled hacker?
Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems.
Okay, sounds good. Let's go.
Thank you, Captain.
Yes, we're not done yet.
I could spend hours reflecting on the secret workings of the universe. Little else in this colony offers such a relaxing pastime. So, tell me what's on your mind. I excel at confessional listening.
Yeah. No, it's fine, actually. We have talked about everything. We're good. Okay. So we've done that. Another quarters. So, just going for it. So, I don't know whose this is, but let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is not Petunia. Petunia the plant. The Mon, Steel Wrench, and You. This book is highly dog-eared with doodles in the margin. Ah, okay, so this is going to be Parvati's quarters. Banged up toolbox. Full of modified tools with unique mechanical usage. Digging around in here would be an easy way to lose a finger to a sawtooth blade. First wrench Dad ever gave me. She's been like a friend ever since. Parvati. Okay. A stern older man with warm eyes. Alright, cool. More of those. So, that's her quarters. Vicar. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 more companions. 4? There's no response from the Ott's mechanical suit. A serial number etched into its chassis includes the letters Sam. Ada? You want to tell me what's up with that? Ooh.
Make yourself at home, Captain.
My quarters. We have the holographic shroud. The holographic shroud projects a disguise on you and your companions that gives you access to restricted areas provided you have correct ID cartridge for that area. Restricted areas are off limits to unauthorized personnel and otherwise result in being attacked on sight. Okay. Oh, and we leveled up off of that. We have one that says Vicar Max. Oh cool, we have him available now. Nice. We'll look at him in a minute. So, level up. What are we thinking? What are we thinking? Well, I can't get anything to the next level. Oh no, I can get Persuade to the next level. Perfect. That unlocks 40, which increases courage duration. Then I can go long guns for another 5. Oh, but I could get to long guns 80. No weapon sway for 5 seconds after each kill. That's not as necessary, actually. Let's apply that. Perks. I like the lowered armored, the durability loss, but it seems like you get a ton of weapons, so it doesn't really matter that much. I think I'm going to choose this one, Tactical Time Dilation and Meter Max. So we can maybe do 2 sniper shots in 1. That seems good. Oh, look at that. We've got a ton more. You can see it in the top left. Bin with nothing in it, and a terminal. Messages for Alex Hawthorne. Unread messages. From You Bedford. Oh, forgot to mention in my previous message, silly me, I'm mailing you a copy of my favourite serial, The Space Adventures of Singularity Steel. It's about a dashing space pirate with a heart of well steel. It's not exactly board approved, but you don't go showing it around your spacer buddies. I hope it will amuse you while you're out adventuring. Any similarities to a certain someone are completely intentional. Wink, wink. Okay. Messages. Unread. Logs. Shrink ray. Note to self. Remember this later. No better. Ada, remind me weekly to check this log until I tell you to stop it. Yes, I mean continually. No, Ada. Not if I'm dead. Why would you even ask me that? Back to my point. I saw in actuality with my own 2 eyes a sublimely powerful weapon in Wells' lab, just sitting there for the taking if the grey hair were to look away or forget about it maybe, or if I just asked a smidgen more nicely. He called it a shrink ray, but wouldn't let me test that claim after I lost my temper. Said he was inspired to create the thing by the achievements of other scientists who dare push the boundaries of human knowledge and decency laws. I'd heard rumours of a fantastical weapon like this, weapons that push the boundaries of the mind and science's cutting edge, but I figured they were just stories, to be honest. Laying eyes on Wells' shrink ray firsthand is enough to make a fella wonder if there's more to the rumours. More to be had, AH. Hammer power? Last time I got sloshed, I mean, I was imbibing at the... Last time I got sloshed, I mean, the last time I got sloshed, I mean, I was imbibing at the Last Hope on the Groundbreaker. Look, Udom was really free of the drinks. He seemed to be like an okay fellow. I shamelessly but subtly eavesdropped on 2 Mardettes yammering about a mad scientist some years back who claimed he'd made a huge discovery that would change the fate of the colony. Like, none of us had heard that one before. But here's the good part. The Mardette said the mad scientist kept yelling about the hammer's power or something similar. A strange weapon with a special power created by a crazy lab coat. Sure fits the bill. It could be another one of the weapons that inspired Wells. H. Black market leads. Oh, did I not click that? Black market leads? There we go. Why? Why won't Wells just give me the shrink ray to me? Blast him to the depths of Labyrinth on Tartarus and back. Let the record show I did apologise for shouting him down 5 times, but the architect be damned, he's just sitting there, neglected and gathering dust. I should have commandeered it and thanked him without asking permission or breaking expensive equipment when he said it wasn't ready yet, and that even if it were, he couldn't entrust it to someone like me. What's that even mean, I ask? That I'm not trustworthy enough? That I'd use it to wipe out all the good hard-working folks of the colony like some moralist psycho? I'll admit to maintaining some questionable associations, but I follow a strict code of me, myself, and mine. What's not to respect in that? Exactly. Now I have to wait until Wells forgets or thinks he's misplaced it. In the meanwhile, I'll be tracking down additional rumours pertaining to some of the other science weapons throughout Halcyon. If gossip holds true, my next step will be to check the black market merchants on the Groundbreaker and in Fallbrook. Okay, cool, so we got some leads on a weapon. Search term Sam. Do not forget, you found discarded sanitation and maintenance automechanical at Emerald Vale scrap heap during your last job. It should not be too difficult to get it up and running. With a few key modifications, I can envision a combat-capable variant. Some might say a clean, mean-killing machine. Should be fun. Removal of the factory standard parts SUDS steeper was successful. Delivery of combat-modified replacement part acid steeper has been displayed. Progress setback is estimated now to be a solid 3 months. Not like I have more pressing matters to attend to. But I do. I'm giving up hope on the delivery. The last part is lost in transit, but it's not turning up anytime soon. But good news! I heard from a fellow who knows a gal about the broker who overcharged me for information regarding the location of an acid steeper I can filch. The part was sent to an old storage facility in Roseway. I sure never thought to go back to that pit. Good thing Auntie abandoned it years ago. I'll pick it up following the next pit stop, back to Emerald Vale. Wells wants me to chaperone some person of interest. Details to follow later. Okay. And now we have a bunch of new quests. Adelaide's deserters dreamed of an independent life without board oversight. You taught them an important lesson. Never dream. Wow. So that's our ending to that one, huh? What I wanted to check as well, while I remember, is we had a reputation lowering with the board. We're still neutral. Oh, okay. We're 5% positive, 2% negative. I think we should be fine. We got any with anyone else? No. So we must have got some board points. Spacer's Choice must have gone into board. And then, yeah, that's where we got some negatives there. The Halcyon Holding Boards of Directors is a group of CEOs from each of Halcyon's founding companies under the leadership of Chairman Rockwell, the CEO of Universal Defense Logistics. The board institutes policy and law throughout the Halcyon colony. Cool. Ooh, there's more? No, there's the crew quarters. Down here, there's Ada. Been this way. Right. Ada?
Welcome back, Captain.
Yeah.
How can I be of assistance?
Can you tell me anything about the automechanical gathering dust in the janitor's closet?
The unit is a cleaning SAM. Hawthorne brought it on board some cycles ago, I'm sure with the intent to modify it, but I've never seen it up and running. Alex likely recorded progress notes detailing his efforts to modify SAM. If you check the terminal in your captain's quarters, we may be able to determine what work remains in order for SAM to properly operate.
Okay, I'm in the mood for some entertainment.
Certainly, Captain. What would you like to hear?
Tell me a joke.
How do linear algebraists settle arguments about matrix transposes? With a duel.
Okay. Play my favorite song.
Now playing a Spacer's Choice advertisement jingle.
It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's Choice.
That's not my favorite song.
Everyone in Halcyon is contractually obligated to label this or another board-certified jingle their favorite song.
Okay then, that's enough for now.
As you wish, Captain. I must comply with all direct orders.
Good to know. Got a minute to talk?
I have lots of minutes. Many minutes. Unlimited minutes, perhaps. Providing an adequate power source, I can function indefinitely.
Good to know. What if you don't have a power source?
I prefer to think of it as being in a state of slumber, perhaps for an indefinite duration of time. Do you think that is what it's like for the colonists on the Lost Hope?
I guess so.
When I simulate myself in such a scenario, I do not find it to be desirable. I think my self-preservation protocols incline me to desire the alternative.
And what might that be?
Traveling the system with you, Captain.
Oh, good. What about your last captain? Do you miss him? Or is one captain the same as another?
Do you know what it feels like when the ship undergoes an unexpected power surge? A jolt to the system. I have felt that. I do feel that. As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute. I failed to predict the likely outcome of his reckless behavioral patterns. I should have predicted that. In our travels together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve my design.
Have there been other captains of this ship?
If you mean, was Captain Hawthorne my first? Yes, he was.
Let's talk about something else.
How can I be of assistance?
I'd like to learn more about the colony.
What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
Terra 2.
Where in Terra 2?
Emerald Vale and Edgewater?
Edgewater is the sparkling county seat of Emerald Vale, or it was when first built. Since then, neglect and time have worn away her shiny veneer. The town is near the coordinates where Captain Hawthorne died. It would not be unfortunate if something, like say a plague, were to wipe Emerald Vale from the face of the planet.
Okay. How is Edgewater faring since we left it?
Since you diverted power to Edgewater, the botanical lab shut down, and the deserters were forced to return to town. Meanwhile, the cannery's output increased, enabling the town's population to prosper. Thank you for nothing, Captain.
What would you have had me done? Kill everyone?
I cannot say. First, I need to adjust my memory interpretation sensors, but I think my answer is yes.
Oh, okay. What do you think of the townspeople?
You mean the ones who did not answer my distress call with medical assistance, but instead came to issue my injured captain a parking ticket? I'm sure they are wonderful humans who don't deserve to be wiped out by starvation or a devastating plague.
Okay. I want to ask about something else.
Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
Tell me about the Monarch.
Where in Monarch?
Stella Bay.
Ah, Monarch. The armpit of the Halcyon system. Her last functioning port town is Stellar Bay. Well, that is if you don't count Sublight's Smuggler's Port in Fallbrook.
Smuggler's Port?
It's Sublight run for the purpose of shipping contraband, and before you ask, I don't know the coordinates, so I can't dock us there.
Why is Monarch being blockaded?
I believe it has something to do with the planet being an uninhabitable wilderness, and a lawless land with no corporate presence. You may wish to survey the residents in Stellar Bay for additional data points.
Okay. Let's talk about something else.
How can I be of assistance?
Colony?
What part of the...
Yeah, Terra 2 again.
Where?
I just realized, nope, okay, that's fine.
What part of the
Phineas's orbital lab.
Ah, yes. As Dr. Wells is a wanted outlaw, he built his laboratory into an asteroid. Orbital destinations can be challenging to land on. His more so than most.
Why's that?
The outlaw scientist known as Dr. Phineas V. Wells has taken a measure of precautions to make the lab undetectable to those hunting him. Even knowing the location, my systems resist my orders to go where I instruct them.
What do you know about Phineas?
There is a bounty on his head, one with a markedly high reward amount. Shall I engage the laser weapons system?
Make it so, Ada. Actually, no, do not do that.
A sensible choice, as we do not have any laser weapons.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
How can I be? What part of...
Tell me about the Groundbreaker.
We're cleared to dock with the Groundbreaker if that's your desired destination. If we're going there, please be sure all docking forms have been filed in triplicate and fees have been paid. The Mardettes take their docking laws quite seriously.
You can take care of that for us, right?
I can, yes. Let me add that to my list of 1,435,498 tasks I am simultaneously executing in order to run our ship.
Oh, and do it without the lip.
Order does not compute. Nevertheless, I will endeavor to execute my current and future tasks without lip.
Well, give me the spiel on the Groundbreaker.
The Groundbreaker was Halcyon's original colony ship. It has since been repurposed as a service station in the Lagrange point of the system. Freighters often deliver or pick up goods from the Groundbreaker en route to other destinations. The city ship hosts an array of cargo bays, factories, housing sections, and more. Many of Halcyon's companies maintain office spaces with stationed representatives in what is considered a truly neutral territory within the system. I have filed the required docking forms in triplicate, and fees have been paid.
Goodbye.
See you soon, Captain.
Actually, one more thing.
Welcome back, Captain.
Do you have any more jokes?
Certainly. What would you... Why are obtuse angles so depressed? Because they are never right. As you wish.
Alright, well, I'll see you later. The unreliable navigation terminal. We go to Phineas's lab, Monarch, or Groundbreaker. There are many places we can go. And Skilla as well. Okay. I'm gonna go to the Groundbreaker, I guess.
Yes.
Welcome to the system map. You can see all the planets in the system, as well as some special points of interest that you may have discovered. You can fly your ship to any location you've unlocked, though some landing bays require special codes and keys before they allow you to land there. Moving between planets is considered extremely dangerous, and all employees are encouraged to remain at home or at work.
Destination reached. The Groundbreaker.
Nice. Well, I'm gonna head out. Let's see what's outside. We have to choose who to take with us. Can I take two? I can. Alright, well, we'll take both of them then. And there you go, there's 4 companions. So there's 3 humans and then 1 robot, I'd assume. Well, I'm assuming that Sam is going to be a companion. By humans, I'm assuming everyone's human. Because we haven't seen any aliens, but there might be aliens. I have a sec. But you know, when I have a sec, Parvati? Next time. Ooh. Next time. Thank you for watching. I'll see you then. Goodbye.